guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Ken. Today we're here to review Saltburn.
Saltburn,
We just watched this movie on Amazon Prime.
We did.
I think it's exclusive on there right now, but it was also in theaters. So yeah, we're going to give you our thoughts on this movie. But before we do that, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We talk about movies on this channel. At least we try to. This is our first review in a while.
It is.
That we've done together. But so it's going to be difficult to get back in the swing of things. But we're going to give it our best shot. Hit the subscribe button and also
like the video.
Like the video, and then give us your comments down below. Did you watch Saltburn? What did you think of the movie? Let us know in the comment section below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Or were you in the middle?
Yeah.
So where were you at on this movie?
All right, so I'm ready to get into it. I had been, hearing about this movie. I honestly thought that it was going to be one of those, I don't know, weird. I thought it was just going to be one of those weird movies,
It definitely was that.
And it was, but it was such a pleasant surprise for me.
Yeah, you like this movie. I'm honestly shocked.
I know.
That you liked the movie as much as you did.
Going in, I was honestly prepared to not like it.
Yeah.
Even hate it, honestly. Yeah. But something was just telling me to watch it. And, I'm glad that I did. I really liked it.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I enjoyed it as well. I don't think I enjoyed it quite as much as you did. But
Gotcha.
The movie is written and directed by Emerald Fennell.
Okay.
I believe is her name. But she also directed Promising Young Woman, which was nominated for an Academy Award a few years ago.
Yeah, we
think
did.
that she won for Best Writing as well, an Academy Award. So...
Yeah, we did see that one, and I feel like that movie really blew up. A lot of people loved it, and
I did not like that movie all that much. It was. I'm not saying it wasn't a well-directed film.
Right.
The ending just it did not come together for me. Like I feel like it did other people. It kind of felt like it was pointless in a lot of ways, at least to me. I mean, some people liked it though.
But having seen both of those movies, I will say that I enjoyed this one more.
Yeah, definitely. I enjoyed this one more.
And I have seen people, say the opposite, that they thought Promising Young Woman was a stronger movie. But of course, that's just for everybody's going to be different.
But getting into the movie, what it's about a little bit. It's about a student who's played by Barry Keoghan, who's been kind of typecast as the weird kid in almost every movie he's been in. I think we first saw him in Killing of a Sacred Deer,
that might
which
have been the first
I
one.
love that movie. So I loved his performance in it. So I generally like him as an actor. But he plays a student at Oxford University. This takes place in the UK. It's a very English film.
It is.
I would say, which the director, I believe, is English as well. And he finds himself drawn into the world of a charming and aristocratic classmate who invites him to his eccentric family's sprawling estate for a summer never to be forgotten.
Okay.
So it was a longer synopsis than I anticipated, but I had to keep going with it.
Well, you could come up with your own short version.
I'm terrible at trying to explain movies on my own.
The rich kid is basically played by Jacob
Elordi. That's probably wrong.
Is that how you say his name?
That's how I read it.
The guy in Euphoria. That's what I first saw him at.
Yeah.
He's
he
starting
played Elvis recently.
Well, I was going to say he's starting to kind of get out there some more. He was Elvis in the new Priscilla movie. And I actually really enjoy him. I think that he is really great in Euphoria. And so I think between like him in this movie and what's the other guy's name again?
Barry Keoghan.
Barry Keoghan. Even though he normally gets on my nerves, because he is just always playing such a weirdo.
It's odd because I commented on this when we were watching. I'm like, he's playing kind of a normal. He feels very normal, at least for the first 45 minutes.
Well, he was normal until he wasn't. Yes.
Yeah.
But the two of those actors, they had great chemistry.
Oh yeah.
And so they really brought the movie together. But I mean, everybody in it honestly was really great.
Yeah, I mean, you got Rosamund Pike as the mom, and I thought she was really great. Maybe one of the best parts of the movie for me. Richard E. Grants plays the dad, and he's always good in most stuff that he's in as well. So I thought that the cast was great. I thought everybody was great in the film.
I mean, you can't forget the sister.
The sister is played by, I don't know who the sister is. Sadie Soverall?
Yeah, I
I guess
don't.
her name.
I
I've never
don't.
seen her in anything.
I don't know who she is either, but she definitely had um, a scene where, well, there's probably more
She
than one
did have
scene.
a scene.
I'm not talking about that scene, but the scene in the bathtub. She really delivered a very,
Oh yeah.
I don't know, like she's getting some praise for her like performance.
Yeah. Yeah.
She really brought the the emotion and all that good stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, I had problems with Promising Young Woman, which Carrie Mulligan's in this movie as well.
she is.
In a
Thankfully,
smaller role.
it's a very small part.
I mean, I don't like dislike her as an actress or
Mm-hmm.
anything. But yeah, I just did not like that movie all that much. But yeah, she's in this movie, very small role.
Yeah.
But I think that, the movie's well directed, it's well performed, and I'm actually kind of impressed with the overall, production value and direction of this
mean-
film. I want to see more from this director going forward, where when I was done watching Promising Young Woman, I didn't.
Okay.
So even though I didn't
Well,
love this movie.
This movie like is beautiful. This movie it looks so good. Like just the what am I what
Cinematography.
well, yeah, that, but like the not the plot, but the where it takes place.
Yeah, the estate, the castle. I mean, it takes
Yeah,
place in a castle.
it's mostly
Like
at like a
corridors
castle, which is called Saltburn. That's what they call
You have
it.
a big hedge maze, that's showcased in the film quite a bit, which is
Reminded me
pretty
of The
cool.
Shining. Yeah.
I was impressed you picked up on that reference so
yeah,
quickly
for
when you
sure.
saw the hedge maze.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's a lot of like when they're outside, it's just like it just looks so aesthetically pleasing. Lots of bright, vibrant
It's the summertime,
colors, yeah. And even in other parts, like when it is like dark, just that there's some really stunning like shots, especially like stills that I've seen and photos that have been shared of the movie. It just looks very good. And again, with this, like getting into just like the plot and everything, I liked this movie because it surprised me. Like I went into it thinking that I kind of knew, but that I kind of knew what it was doing. But then I feel like it surprised me and it flipped it, but it wasn't like too like, I don't know, on the nose, which I think you're going to disagree because you've seen a movie that it's being compared to. I have not seen that movie.
Yeah, maybe that's why I thought, well, it's just that Barry Keoghan is always cast as the weirdo.
Right.
So
that
you
you're
automatically
like,
assume that he's the weirdo in the situation. But the movie does a good job of making you think that it could go either way. Like you don't know like who's playing who.
right.
And
I don't really want to spoil it.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to spoil it or anything, but
But
it goes in a lot of different directions. And really, it's kind of open up for interpretation by the time you get to the end of it.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but this movie, it not only did it surprise me, I had heard going in, that there were some scenes in this movie that were just like really out there, and so I was kind of like bracing myself for them. Like, what's it gonna be? Because I didn't know what the exact scenes were. And I will say that there are a good handful of scenes where you're like, what the hell did I just watch?
That's why I can't believe, like, you call me a sicko for the stuff that I like and watch. This movie's got some of the grossest scenes that I've seen all year in any movie.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
I feel like it's even worse than Infinity Pool.
Listen, it's different watching this stuff alone versus watching it with someone. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's more uncomfortable watching it with someone, but it's like, I don't know, you kind of just like start to, it's hard to talk about it without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
But just these things that happen, you kind
There's
of
a lot
start
of bodily fluid transactions. We can just say that.
Well, you heard that going into it. But yeah, there's a lot of what the F moments. But for me, like normally with those kind of moments, I end up thinking, I think that they're not needed. I think that they don't fit. They were unnecessary kind of thing. But for me, I felt like they worked, if that makes sense. I feel like they worked. I feel like it kind of, got you to know what you were working with.
Yeah,
You're like,
it's essential to the plot.
you're kind of like, okay, like something's going on here. Like, so for me, it didn't feel like it was just thrown in there to like shock you, you know? Like for me, the scenes worked, and it kind of gave you, it was peeling back these layers to what we're working with. So I don't know.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. The movie also, I think it's worth pointing out, takes place in 2006.
It does take place in 2006.
So it's a little bit of a period piece because now the 2000s are almost 20 years ago.
Which 2006 is when I graduated high school.
Yeah.
Giving my age away a little bit, but...
Yeah, 2006 into 2007. So
I will say this movie is a little long. I don't know if it needed to be like 2 hours and 10 minutes. But you know, it is what it is. I'm glad that we watched it. We actually finished it in one setting, which is unusual for us. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this movie, and also I gotta just quickly mention too, the like soundtrack to this movie is like actually quite killer.
They got a lot of hits from the 2000s in them. That I noticed.
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't even remember like
There was
recognizing any of them, but yeah. So I don't know. You have anything else you want to say about it?
No, I liked the movie. I didn't love the movie as much as you did, but I'm pretty high on it. You know, I'll definitely check it out at some point again. I almost thought it was an A24 movie when we were watching it, but I checked and it's not, so that was kind of surprising.
Not everything's A24.
Yeah, I just
And
always
not
assume
everything
that
A24
everything
is good.
super weird is A24.
Nope.
So.
But yeah, so let's get into rating it.
Okay.
I told you after we watched it that I was kind of going between a 4 and a 4.5, but I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Wow, that is high.
I thought that it was really good. I really enjoyed the story.
Such a weird movie. A 4.5 from Michelle. My goodness.
It was good. It was a good, entertaining movie.
Hey, I like it. I like you embracing the weird.
Okay.
You know?
Anyway, what's your rating?
I give it a 3.5 on Letterboxd, so that's what I'm going with. 3.5. It could improve on future watches if I ever watch it again, but I think a 3.5 is good. If I could give it a 3.75, I would. Could I do
feel like
that here?
a 3.5 is low, but whatever.
But I can't. Well, that's the thing with Letterboxd. You can't give stuff. It's like it's not quite a 4, but I feel like 3.5 is too low.
Yeah.
So I would give it a 3.75. Can I do that on here? I feel like we've done 7.5s in the past.
But yeah, that's going to do it for our review, guys.
Yep, that's our review of Saltburn. It is streaming right now on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, you can watch it. Thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And we'll see you guys later.
Bye, guys.